Hi everyone, my name is Krisha Sarah Bowen, also known as the Giant Slayer, and I am here to shift paradigms through provocative insight. And in this week in our training, we are talking about finding your voice. I want you to learn how to find your voice and how to use it to make a lasting impact. So if you're ready, I need you guys to type ready in the comments and let's roll. So first of all, let's establish some foundation for this teaching. I want you to know that voice goes way beyond the words that are just coming out of your mouth. First, I want you to write voice equals presence. Voice equals presence. Then I want you to write voice equals impact. Voice equals impact. And finally, voice equals influence. Voice equals influence. In this training, we're going to be talking about leaving a lasting impression. The first thing I want you to know that everywhere you go, whether you are speaking or not speaking, you are actually speaking. You are carrying around with you a story that is very powerful and that you are projecting to others. Your projection is what you give off, and this is what others leave the room with. Ever notice that some people may meet someone for the very first time and they are left with an impression that says, oh, he's a nice guy, she's a nice girl, or you feel like you know someone just based on their interaction with them. That is what we call projection and impressions, and you must manage them. Your voice has to be established, but of course you first need to know what that voice is to establish it and to even use it well. This is why we're doing the training, because we all have a voice, we all have a story, but it's really our application of that voice and that story that determines whether we make an impact or not. First, I want you to own your story, whatever it is. Own your voice, whatever that may look like, because that is the thing that is going to help you to transform the quality of your life. Attitude is something that is so very important, and sometimes we don't realize how much what we carry is what we give off to others. So firstly, I want you to be very mindful that you are carrying a voice. You are never on mute. Actually, you're always on play. So it means that I must be mindful of the song, of the melody, of the music that I'm playing. What am I emulating to others, and am I standing tall in that voice? So number one, establish your voice. It means that you first have to begin to dig deep within yourself. I know, dig deep, right? A lot of people don't like the idea of digging deep. Many people don't even like the idea of looking at themselves. But this is where you're going to begin to establish voice. You have to begin to dig deep to understand what are the things that define you. What are the parts of your story that you can now speak from a place of triumph, and you can use it and you can impart it to others. Now, I said voice equals presence, voice equals impact, voice equals influence. How do I actually use these three elements? By just simply using my voice, which is not just the words that are coming out of my mouth. Presence. Voice equals presence because we must be confident in what we carry, confident in our abilities. I understand that some of life's challenges aren't always pleasant, right? I like to say, life deals no bad hands. They're either skilled or unskilled players. So you just have to know how to play the hand that you are dealt and how to see the positivity in it. Yeah, I hear you, Krisha. You're always talking about positive. But what if I just can't see the positive in this moment? Listen. The positive in this moment may be that you're still alive to tell the story. The positive in this moment may be that you are stronger than you have realized because you've lived past this trial. The triumph in this story may be that you are a strong man or you are a strong woman to overcome and to still be standing in the midst of things that may have killed someone else. Some people have died with your same story, and the fact that you are alive means that you have presence and you have voice. But how do I now establish how I use that voice? Voice must always be used in a positive light. Anytime you're thinking in context of your story, you always want to think, what is the power in my story that I can now share to help someone else? Now, there are parts of my story that as I reflect, I begin to pull out the powerful elements of it, and it now becomes my voice. Now, when I share this story, this is how I have impact. Then impact moves into influence because people see that you are an overcomer of a story that may have took someone else out, a story that someone else did not triumph with. But guess what? You have overcome. You have won to a certain degree. Whether you have won to a 0.5, whether you have won 1, 2, 3, 4, you can always help someone at some level with your same story or a similar story because of knowing and using your voice. So the first thing that you need to do is establish your voice. What does that look like? What am I carrying? What is the potential on the inside of me that I could use to now establish presence, impact, and influence? Now I have created a email course to go along with this series for you guys. So I'm going to leave the link below in the comments, and I want you to follow up and to sign up to get the supporting email for this training. By the end of this week, you should be crystal clear on what your voice is. You should know how to execute that presence. You should know how to make an impact with your story and how to ultimately increase your influence. This is Krisha Serabowen, also known as the Giant Slayer, and this is day 1 of Masterclass Week. Our training is finding your voice, using that voice to make a lasting impression. Give me some feedback on how this has gone, and make sure you sign up to get the supporting email that goes with this course. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.